I tested out the 3 best strategies in the game for easy wins that got us within 1 win to Hall of Masters. For strategy number 3 on the top 3 strategies, the worst one of the group, but still a really good strategy, especially if you are a beginner. We have Dartling, Snowpat, Ice, and Farm. So this is a take on the original Dartling Farm Ninja meta, which was meta for such a long time. But with the addition of Snowpat, we have switched out Ninja and we replaced it with Ice. So those two together work really well, and you can concentrate on farming with very little money being put into. Pretty much the way to start is you're going to get down your Dartling. This works mostly for late game maps. I know a lot of you have already used this strategy. You know how to use it. It's pretty good. It is pretty good, although it drops to number 3 on the best strategies in the game list because of the recent nerfs. The Dartling isn't as great. The Snowpat and the Ice got nerfed, but it's still a really solid strategy, especially if you're good with Dartling or you're newer to the game. It is really easy to use and definitely still one of my favorite strategies. So I mean, we all know what to do with the Dartling, the Snowpat, the Ice, and everything, but these kind of videos, they always get a ton of newer viewers that are new to the game. So I'm going to kind of explain how it works just a little bit. So I mean, if you're completely new to the game, you can kind of figure out where I'm coming from. So I put down the Snowpats. You want to put down the Snowpat in a region where you can put your Ice right next to him, and your Ice is in this little circle. And then the Ice by itself is pretty good, but buffed by the Snowpat, it is like a whole new level of good. Usually your Hydro Rocket Pods on your Dartling is like your main form of defense, but when you get down the Ice, you can use that as your main form as defense, and you can just focus solely on your farms. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's using Boomerang, which is actually a really good strategy. I considered putting that on this list, but Boomerang Farm is a really weird combo. I don't know what strategy he has over here. And then on top of that, he's using Cyber Quincy, which is it's horrible. It's the worst hero in the game, if we're just being completely honest. Cyber Quincy is not a good hero. Please use any other hero than Cyber Quincy. It is horrible. Use regular Quincy. Regular Quincy is a lot better. This thing has a Pierce of like -5. Like, it could shoot the balloon 5 times and it does like 1 pop. Like, it's awful. And he also has like a bionic boomer. I don't know what's going on over here with this. This dude is like throwing, but whatever. Let's focus on our own strategy. You can see usually if we were using like DJ Ben or any other hero with the Dartling, we would have to upgrade the Dartling. But Snowpat is just going absolutely hard. You can see he already has almost 1,000 pops on round 7. That is really good for him. So we can just completely eco and not worry about defending almost at all. We can even greed and get up a plantation, which, I mean, you might want to be a little bit more experienced, get a few more games under your belt just so you can see what you can defend and not defend. But once you kind of have like the general gist of what the Dartling can defend, you can start greeding, focus fully on your farms until about round 9. Once you get to round 9, you're definitely going to want to start upgrading, start saving up for some upgrades, stuff like that. But because we're playing a late game map, like a map that's longer in the track, which means it's easier to survive, it's easier to get your eco up, you can pretty much be more lenient on this map. This map, Sands of Time, maybe like Oasis isn't the latest game map, but it's still really good. You can do all kinds of things on these maps and pretty much get away with anything. So he's using Mortar, Boomerang, Farm. Wow. I have never once in my life seen this strategy. There has been a bug lately that people have been telling me about where Mortar is bugged and just does so much damage as like a glitch kind of, but I don't know if that's still in the game. It's been a few days, so we'll definitely see if it is still bugged. Even if it is bugged, I'm pretty confident in us getting the dub. You can see we just got down the Ice Shards, so the Ice Shards is going to be our main form of defense here. We're going to upgrade our Dartling, and then on top of that, we're even going to get down a second Dartling in case he rushes us. I don't usually play it safe, but because he's using this weird strategy, he's using this weird hero, and I don't know what he's going to do, we're going to play a little bit safe this game. You can see our eco is pretty good. We already have up a plantation. We're going to get down our second farm soon enough. With this strategy, you want to focus on high eco and high farm. So I'm probably going to get to about like 1.5 thousand eco, maybe 2,000 eco, somewhere along those lines. But we want to fully focus on both the farms and the eco. A lot of newer players, they make the mistake of when they're using farm or when they're using eco, they only focus on one. and they like stress and panic about getting up the farms, but you kind of want to do both. Like you want to get up your eco and you want to get up your farm at the same time. I always see newer players, like when I watch them, I always go around and watch like some newer players like Bloons videos just to see how they're doing, see if I can steal any ideas. I mean, like see like how it is going to improve my vids and stuff. And they always kind of just get up their eco or they get up their farms. They don't get both up at the same time. So you can see we're already at 1k eco. That's really good, and we're just going to fully focus on our eco for a few rounds. I'm not a master farmer. I'm not like, there's people who actually like sit there and look at graphs and decide the best way to eco and the best way to farm and all that. I haven't done that. I don't really care that much, but we're definitely doing something wrong with this, but it's, as long as it's good enough, that's all that counts. So as long as we have a decent enough eco, like around 1.5 for the whole game, especially on later game maps, you're going to want to get your eco up a little bit more. And as long as our farms are like pretty much doing good enough, like that's really all that counts. So he hasn't rushed us yet, which I'm super duper surprised about. That means the mortar probably still is bugged and he just wants to take it late, but that's fine by me, fine by me. This is one of the best late game strategies in the entire game. So as long as we keep pushing and don't die to any stupid rushes, which I don't think we can at this point, we are going to be absolutely fine. Now, Moab defense is a little bit tricky on this strategy. Moab defense is a little bit tricky because Ice, Dartling, Patling, I mean, none of this really does too much Moab damage. So I'm hoping he sends us something just so we can show how we would handle it. But I mean, a general rule of thumb is if he sent you 1, 2, or 3 Moabs, or if he sent you 4 to 5 Moabs, you're going to want to get up more Dartlings. And I'm talking about like 5 Dartlings. Like you can just spam Dartlings all over your screen and then aim them at the dart or aim them at the Moab, and that combined with the Pat will actually do a lot of damage and help you out a ton. The AI Moab is coming in a round or two, so I'll show you what I mean. But if it's just one Moab, Pat should be able to handle it as long as you keep your Dartling targeted on it. So this is all pretty much just basic things. We're in ZOMG Arena right now, making our way up to Hall Masters. So, I mean, in theory, like these people should know how to rush us, and we should be getting some rushes soon. But for now, we're just playing more passive, which usually you want to do on the strategy. But okay, there we go. So we get our first rush, we get our first Moab, and we just want to get down as many Dartlings as we can, about 4 of them, and then we can even use our Pat ability here. Oh my goodness, Pat missed a lead balloon. That is going to struggle with us soon, and we should be fine. Let's even boost and get up our rocket pods. I don't think we needed to boost there, but it's always better to be safe than sorry, especially like if you think you're better than your opponent, which I mean, I don't mean to flex or anything, but according to a strategy, I think we may be a little bit more experienced than him. You always just want to play it a little bit safer. So we defended that. We got up our rocket pods finally. You can see the main point of the strat is you're delaying getting up your hydro rocket pods upgrade so you have more money to farm. So that is what makes this strategy one of the best. The fact that we survived 20 rounds on just an Ice and just our Pat, this is like a $2,500 combo right here, and we survived 20 rounds with it. Our eco is all the way up here, 2.4 thousand eco, and our farms are doing really well too. So we're just going to fully focus on getting up our farms a little bit more, and we can just chill because we know if he rushes us right now, all we have to do is hit him with a little boost, hit him with a little Pat ability, or anything along those lines, and we can cheaply defend absolutely anything right now. Alright, it is round 24. This round lasts forever, and we are about to get up our Monkey Wall Street. There's definitely better ways to farm, and this is kind of late to get up your Wall Street, but like I said, I got up better eco. There's definitely more optimized ways to do all of this, so if you're more experienced and you want to figure that out, you can just go ahead and I'm sure you can search up some tutorials or something. But round 24 lasts forever. We're going to be able to get up our Wall Street, still have 2 plantations left over, which almost never happens. And now is the important other thing for a late game. You're going to want to get up some DDT defense. So DDTs, obviously, you need lead protection, and at the same time you need camo protection, which the Ice is a super cheap way to do both of that. So we're going to get up top path, we're going to get up bottom path. The Icicle Impale will defend absolutely any DDTs coming towards us very easily, and we're even going to green and get up a farm. because at this point it's like we kind of want him to rush us with DDTs just because they're so expensive and they ruin your eco so much. If he sends us a DDT, all we have to do is get up this upgrade right now. We're going to be completely fine, and it wastes a ton of his money. So we're playing pretty strategic here. We're playing pretty strategic. We're trying to bait him into rushing us, even though it seems like we can die to it right now, even though we can't, and all we have to do is press one button. To him, it kind of seems like we can die if he sends us just one DDT, but it's a trap, because if he does send it, he is going to be completely out of money pretty much, and he's just not going to be having a fun time. But around these parts where you're not getting up any upgrades purposely, you have to make sure to keep your dartlings targeted. You have to make sure to be defending at the right times. And oh no, all right, this is getting kind of close. We're going to abandon our plan, abandon our trap, and just get up the impale ourselves. And now look at the farm difference. Look at this farm difference going on. This is what I mean. This is the huge benefit of this strategy. You save so much money just getting up the ice and the pat instead of getting up a bunch of other stuff in the early game like he is, that we can just fully focus on our farms. And we're like been chilling right now. We have so much money, and he finally got up his Wall Street 4 whole rounds after us. That is $40,000 that he missed out on, since it gives you $10,000 every round. And he's just, oh my goodness, I'm actually pretty impressed, because usually when you're using like boomerang strategies, you don't get up the Wall Street at all, but he managed to get it up, and he's just going to be struggling. Oh, okay, the Banana Central is actually $73,000 now. I did not know that they nerfed that. They keep making a bunch of balance changes really fast, which I mean is really good for the game, but sometimes you don't realize. So we're just chilling right now. We're in a really good spot. We're going to wait until round 30, and either we're going to decide to defend whatever he sends us with, or we're going to rush him. I think we're going to choose to take it a little later and try and defend the first few things, just to show off how amazing this strategy really is. Alright, here we go. Round 30 is on the way, which means bads are unlocked. He can send me anything he wants, and we're chilling. Our farms are so much better than his. I don't know if he's going to send us something. Let's wait and see. But if he does not, he is really messing up. The fact that he's letting us go this late game with a higher eco and the higher farms than him, he's not in a good spot right now. Definitely not in a good spot. And if he does not rush us ASAP, it's not going to be good for him, guys. It is not going to be good for him. Let's even go ahead and just get up our Mad, which is a scary upgrade, and we almost never see it anymore because of the recent balance changes. But we have got it up. We got down all of our ices. We are chilling right now. Oh my goodness, we can defend pretty much anything as long as we don't choke, which, you know, I never choke with these kind of defense. And we are like, oh my goodness, we are just chilling. Our banana farmer has racked in over $100,000. Our Wall Street has made that much also on top of that. So we are just, oh my goodness, we are destroying him right now. I think he would die to even like any kind of rush right now. So we're kind of just playing with our food, which usually does not work out too well. We usually end up dying when we play with our food. But for now, I mean, I have a good, you know, I have a good feeling about this game. No way we choke this game. Absolutely no way. We're going to send him a little bit of ZOMGs just to get him to rush us, because I want to start defending some of his rushes. I want him to send us a bad or something just to show how great the strategy is late game. I don't know if he's going to do it though. I think we might have to start sending him something. Any kind of rush would kill him though right now, so that's why I'm kind of hesitant about it. Even like these ZOMGs he's struggling with, and I don't know. Even though he's using the mortars, which may or may not be glitched right now, he's not doing the best. So let's send him 2 more sets of ZOMGs, and hopefully this will get him to rush us, right? Will that get him to rush us, or will he just die to it? Ooh, yeah. Okay, I think the mortar is still bugged. I'm not gonna lie, because that was a lot of damage. Maybe it's not, and that's just how it is usually, but who knows? He needs to rush us though. That's all I know. If he doesn't rush us, I'm going to go ahead and send him a bad and end his entire career right now. Let's see. I'm going to give him one more warning. I'm going to say, come at me. Okay, man. All right. You asked for it. You absolutely asked for it. So we're going to send him one unfortified bad. That probably will kill him. If he was using a decent strat, it definitely would not kill him. But I'm going to go ahead and assume that this will kill him. We're not going to balloon boost it or anything. We want to keep him alive as soon as possible. He's selling some farms. There we go. There is the rush we have been waiting for. So with this strategy, we have so much money. We can just go ahead, sell this, get up the Ray of Doom, get up the Super Brittle, and we can just go absolutely ham, have as much fun as we want, because there is no way. There's just no way we're dying to this. This strategy is way too great late game, we can just defend absolutely anything. So we have 2 boosts left over. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's just play with our food, get up all of this. We're going to be bin chilling. Let's rocket storm it. And oh my goodness, look at that shred. Look at that shred. Look at that shred. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, that actually got kind of close. But he's going to end up dying anyway, so that is why I chose the strategy for number 3. The amount of money you can greed with it is just amazing. Alright, we got strategy number 2. Every single one of you should recognize this strategy. This is the current meta in game. Meta means it is objectively the best strategy, and it is the most used strategy. Pretty much the strategy you use if you want to be just cheeky and rank up without any regard of playing the game for fun. So we are using the meta. The reason we did not put this number 1 is because I feel like it's going to get nerfed, and also at the same time it is not the best late game. So on maps like this, and the map like the map we just played the last game, Star, it is not the best on, because all you have to do is defend the first few rounds, or the first like 20 rounds, not few rounds, but the first like 20 rounds, and you should be able to beat the strategy late game. However, it is super good early game and really good at rushing. So if you're more of like an aggressive player and you want to rank up fast, you don't want to sit in the game for 15 minutes, this is the strategy for you. So let's go through it real quick. Everyone in the game is using this strategy pretty much. We have Tack, which is one of the best towers in the game pretty much, and then we have the new hero Jericho, which is very good early game. On top of that, we have the farm to help us make some money to rush, and we have a wizard, which is going to be our main defense past round like 10. So overall, this strategy is super good. We should be able to finish this game really quickly, because that's how good it is early game. If you're a newer player, you don't have Jericho yet, before now I highly suggest getting him. He has an ability. Oh, okay, I just got a Steam message. My fault. We just got our Steam message and it says super chat $100. But either way, Jericho, he's super impressive because of this ability right here. If your opponent does not have Jericho, like this guy doesn't, we can just steal his money the entire time. So we're going to go ahead, steal his money. This $25 over and over again is coming out of his account, and it is just going to totally destroy him early game. So he's going to have no money. We're going to have all the money in the world, and we can just set up our defenses like that. We're going to get up 2 farms. Usually you would only want 1 farm and just get up the plantation, but we're just going to get 1 farm down and then go ahead and rush him nice and early. This strategy, like, for the most part, if you're good at it, you don't need to go past around like 15 almost ever. Like, you can destroy your opponent super easily. Even though he's using a pretty good strat here, he has Azili, he has Wizard, and he has Engineer. These are all towers that should be able to defend pretty easily. This strat is going to easily destroy him, so we don't even need to eco anymore. I'm not even going to eco. We are just going to go ahead and get ready to kill him, to destroy him, to take him out. So Jericho, it also at the same time, while stealing his money the entire game, he starts sending really OP like regen camo balloons towards his side starting around like 6. So we're already pressuring him super like badly, while at the same time just focusing on our end. And on top of all of that, we have really good defense. We have Necromancer, we have Shimmer and everything on the Wizard. The Wizard is just a complete package. It's been nerfed like 35 million times, and it's still really good. And then we have Necromancer, the Maelstrom if it gets out of hand. This strategy, I just cannot overstate how good it is right now. This strategy is the best early game strat that we've seen in the entire game, and somehow they managed to make it balanced too, which is like incredible. So Bloons, Ninja Kiwi, they really outdid themselves with this strat. I'm not gonna lie, they really outdid themselves. So he's going to get up Necromancer, which means he will be able to survive for the most part the first few rushes that we send, but we're still going to try our hand anyway. Send him some purple, some zebras, see how he does with that. He's going to use his Azili ability, which does that even do anything if I don't send him camos? And he should be fine there. Okay, we might have to take this a little bit later than expected, I'm not gonna lie. So let's start sending some rainbows. I wasn't expecting him to defend like anything, much less an actual decent rush out of us. So we might have to take it a little bit later, but that's completely okay because I'm so confident in the strategy. He is going to stand no chance at all. We're actually going to start ecoing. I didn't think we were going to start ecoing here because I thought we would just end him on round like 11, around 13, but he's actually doing way better than I expected. Based off last game, I expected him to just like roll over and surrender instantly the second we rushed him, but he's actually doing really good. So that kind of stunts our ability, because we should have been ecoing this whole time, I'm not gonna lie. But I think Jericho, here's my prediction for this game. I'm pretty sure the AI that Jericho sends is just going to end up killing him by accident anyway once we get to round like 19. So I'm pretty sure he's just going to end up dying to the ceramics that we sent him on top of everything, just by accident. I've done that 1,000 times. Everyone else has done that 1,000 times. It is just so OP, especially with us just stealing his money over and over again. It is just completely unfair. You can see the ceramics are starting to be sent on his side. He's actually doing a really good job at defending it, but that is not going to last for much longer. He's also going to go down to like to anything. Like, he's not going to be able to survive. We're going to send him a ZOMG right when we can, and he is going to have to either spend a ton of money to defend that so we can just kill him right after, or he's going to end up going down to that, which I think he is. But he stands no chance at all. Because we've been stealing his money the whole time, and because he's using his money on the engineer, he has horrible farms. So I'm not gonna lie, he's going to have a really rough time for the rest of this game. It officially starts now. I was kind of trolling in the beginning and not ecoing and stuff because I thought he would just roll over and give up, but it seems like he's actually playing a pretty good game right now, and it seems like he knows what he's doing. He should probably be rushing us a little bit more to force some upgrades, so I can't just sit here and upgrade my farms and everything, but it does not seem like he's interested in doing that. Our Jericho has been upgraded, and here comes our first Moab, which we'll be able to handle pretty easily with a little bit of attack upgrade. We can steal some of his money, and it's almost time to DDT rush him. We're going to send him one big bad juicy BBC fortified ZOMG. So we're going to send him one of those, and he is going to do a lot to defend it and spend a ton of money, or he's just going to lose the game right there, which I'm predicting he's going to lose to this. Let me know your predictions in the time travel. I'm going to send him the ZOMG, and then on top of that, I'm going to send the fake Moab to kind of fake him out, distract his towers and everything. So the fake Moab is going in. Okay, maybe I should have timed that a little bit better, but it's cool. His towers are going to be concentrated on that. Our big boy BBC, big strong ZOMG is going to be sent. Let's balloon boost it. There is no way he survives this, boys. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna cap. There's no way he defends this. And just to make it a little bit more fun, we're also going to send him $30,000 of regen ceramics, just for the lulz. Like, there's no reason to do that. We do not need to do that. This is just bullying. He already isn't going to survive, but I mean, we might as well send it just because it looks cool. The thing is, we currently have nothing to defend, so all he had to do is send us like one rush right now, and we are done for. But I don't think he has it in him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just going to say it right here right now. I don't think he has it in him to counter us. He's just not built like that. He's not built like that. So let's get rid of this. I'm just selling all my towers to rush him. If he was like a little bit smarter, he would realize we have no defenses and he would just rush us, but he's not built like that. Like I said, he's just... Okay. I kind of forgot that he has the Azalea ability. Oh my, I'm trolling. I'm trolling so hard. Okay. After all that trash talk, I forgot about the Azalea ability. But you know, you guys get the gist of it. I'm gonna keep that in. We're not going to replay the game. We could have won if we weren't trolling, but no excuses. We took the L. Let's get into strategy number 1. I mean, overall, if you weren't like a complete idiot like me, the strategy works really well, but we had some kerfuffle. So let's get into the number 1 strategy in the game right now, in my opinion. Alright, that brings us to our third and final strat. We have Dartling, Sniper, and Ninja. This strategy has a ton of benefits over meta, which is why I put it number 1, and also it is just a ton of fun. It is a lot more fun than using Tac and Cobra and just like rushing your opponent over and over. This strategy is good early game, it's good late game, it is just amazing all around. So I highly suggest using this strategy if you haven't used it in a while or you haven't used it ever. It used to be meta way back in the day, and then it fell off drastically when they nerfed all these towers. However, they just recently buffed Sniper. We've been using it in a ton of our videos recently. We've been using this strategy and it works really well. It works well late game, which is super important because meta, the tech, the wizard, and everything that is only good early game. Once you get late game to like bads and stuff, they usually die instantly. But this strategy you can take all the way to round 30, past that probably, if you get up enough money. And it's a really good counter to meta, which is why we are going to put it to number 1. A lot of people won't expect you to be using it, and if you get good at it and use it correctly, it is a solid strategy to have in your arsenal, and it will definitely pay off. Now this strategy has no farms, it's more of an eco strategy along with the sniper farms, so you're going to have to play a little more passive in the beginning. That is why we brought along DJ Ben. He helps us with the money in the beginning, he can regen any lives we lost, and at the same time he provides a great ability to help us defend, along with his second ability that helps us defend larger stuff like Moabs and stuff. So he is pretty essential to this. You can definitely switch out the hero. Sometimes I use Pat, sometimes I use Azili and everything, but DJ Ben I found is definitely the best hero to use with this strategy. It makes it really easy to defend everything early game. So if your opponent's using meta, he's feeling a little feisty, he wants to rush you over and over again, DJ Ben is definitely the way to go. So I love using him. But in the meantime, we're just going to get our eco up. We don't have farms, remember, so we have to keep track of how much money we have, how much eco we have, and we have to spend accordingly when we want to get up hydro rocket pods. So we got to be a little bit more careful with this strategy in terms of money wise in the beginning, but once we get our money set down, our snipers set down and everything, it becomes a whole lot easier. Okay, he is going to be giving us our first rush of the game right now. It looks like it's just a few purples, nothing we need to panic about. We can just get up laser shock, we're going to be fine. They are going to be rushing you a lot in this early game here, which is why you kind of have to play a fine balance between getting greedy and also making sure you have enough money to defend. So we're getting a little more greedy here, but I'm confident in our ability. We still have 3 boost and our Ben boost, so we can be a little bit more greedy than he can right now. He is struggling right now to defend everything. It looks like he has a Dartling Tack Wizard strategy, which is definitely weird. Wookie, if you're watching this, I would definitely take out the Dartling and put Farm in there so you can play fully meta. I think that'll be a lot better. His Wizard is also kind of like in a weird spot, and he pre-bought Maelstrom even though I'm not rushing him. So he definitely has like a weird grasp on the strategy, but let's see if it's going to work out for him. Us, in the meantime, we're just going to be getting our eco up. Oh, okay, so for the first rush, ceramics are very dangerous to Dartling right now just because Dartling is so bad at the moment since it got nerfed. You want to be very careful. That is why we just immediately boosted. We didn't even risk using our Ben boost. We just boosted ASAP, and I think right now we're just going to go ahead and get down a sniper. Sniper usually we want to save until later, but because these ceramics are getting a little bit out of hand, we're just going to get up a sniper with bouncing bullets, and that is going to help us a ton in case he decides to rush us anymore. You can see our Dartling struggling right now, but our sniper is picking up the load for sure. So we're going to get that up, and then he's going to turn into a supply drop later, and then that supply drop is going to turn into an elite sniper, which will just defend absolutely everything for us. So right now we played it a little bit risky, but now we're going to slow it down and play it a little bit safer. We're ecoing, we're going to get up our supply drop, and once we get up the supply drops and the elite sniper and everything, we are going to be absolutely balling. But we're still in danger territory right now, so we're still going to play it a tiny bit safe. Him on the other hand, it looks like he has a lot on his plate. His defenses aren't the best. He's spending a lot of money, so I think we'll be fine for the next little bit. Still have 2 boosts and our Ben ability left, so I think we're going to be in the clear for now. Oh, looks like we're getting even more of a rush sent our way. I think we can boost this, right? Let's just rocket storm it. I know we didn't need to do that, especially since we got the ability boosted, or we got the Ben ability used, so none of the ceramics even came out of the MOA, but it's better safe than sorry. We'll be able to use the rocket storm later anyways, and our eco is already pretty good, so I think we're definitely better safe than sorry with that. Let's just make sure we have the rocket storm up in case he wants to rush us again, and we really have to start getting these supply drops up. We're a little behind in that region for sure, like we definitely need to start getting those up, but at least our eco is like a little higher to compensate. Oh no, okay, so here comes a bigger problem. We have a ZOMG at our doorstep. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So what are we going to do about this? Here's the plan. I think we're going to get up an elite sniper. Okay, that's kind of a 200 IQ move because our ability was ready to be used, so let's use that, and then let's get up a maim Moab. That is going to help us a lot to slow down the ZOMG. Let's put that on strong. So this is just amazing. We can get the main Moab down to help us out with the ZOMG. We can stall that out for this entire time to get up enough money to defend it. And I think we're going to go with a buckshot and bottom path. Let's just use our rocket storm ability just so these ceramics don't slip past. I think we're going to definitely be okay with this defend here. Let's get a bottom path. And by the time we slow it down and everything, all of our abilities will be back to being able to get used. So I think we'll be doing beautifully. Let's get rid of this. Let's use this ability. Let's sell this. And let's get up the balloon aerial denial system. We can even get up one more main Moab here. Yeah, we're doing amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and boost that. Let's go ahead and use our Ben ability. Let's use our first ability. Oh my goodness. Okay, W defend, W defend, W defend. Both of these snipers are concentrated on the fake sniper for some reason. And now it is time to end his career, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It is time to end his career. Let's send him one DDT. He's going to be sending us DDTs. That won't really be that big of a problem, I don't think. Let's get up the sabotage ability. Let's get up the sticky bomb ability. And yeah, even though we were easily defending that, he is going to go down to the DDT. So that is what I mean, boys. This strategy is just amazing at defending. It's amazing at taking the meta to late game, and all around just a very solid strategy. Let me know what was your favorite strategy out of these three. Mine is definitely the last one, but I enjoy playing meta right now too.